Have you ever watched a player and thought, that's not just sport, that's art? For so many of us, that player was Thierry Henry. He didn't just score goals. He made the beautiful game look effortless. Like every touch, every movement was part of a perfectly choreographed dance. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the career of a true footballing icon, the man who redefined what it means to be a striker. Our story begins in Les Ulis, a suburb of Paris, where a young, skinny kid with blistering pace was turning heads. From a young prodigy in France to the man who would conquer the world, Henry's journey is one of relentless ambition and incredible transformation. His early days at Monaco and a challenging spell at Juventus only hinted at the greatness to come. The raw talent was undeniable, but it needed a master craftsman to unlock its full potential, and that craftsman was Arsene Wenger. When Henry arrived at Arsenal in 1999, many saw him as a talented but inconsistent winger. But Wenger saw something more. He saw a striker. Signed by the visionary manager, Henry was painstakingly reshaped. That raw pace wasn't just for running down the wing anymore. It was for terrorizing central defenders. His finishing, once erratic, was honed into surgical precision. Wenger's mentorship didn't just change Henry's position. It changed the course of football history. Let's break down the magic, shall we? It all started with that first touch. It was like a violinist's hand caressing the strings, soft, controlled, and always perfect. The ball would just stick to his boot no matter how fast it came at him. This gave him the instant advantage, that split second to assess the situation while defenders were still scrambling to react. It was the foundation upon which his entire game was built. Then there was the speed. But it wasn't just straight-line pace. It was that explosive top speed he could generate in a flash, from a standing start. He could be strolling one moment and the next. He'd be a blur of red and white, leaving the world's best defenders trailing in his wake. That acceleration was his ultimate weapon, creating space where none existed. But what truly set him apart was what he did asterisk after asterisk, that burst of speed. Just when you thought he was out of options, boxed in by two defenders, he'd produce a moment of sheer genius. Then came the little flick past the keeper, this subtle shift of the body, or, most famously, that curling finish into the far corner. It was his signature move, a thing of absolute beauty. He would open up his body and bend the ball with such grace and accuracy that goalkeepers were left utterly helpless. It wasn't just a shot, it was poetry in motion, and the moments he gave us, moments that stopped stadiums. Think about that solo run against Tottenham, where he picked up the ball in his own half and just kept going. Or the unbelievable flick and volley against Manchester United, a goal born of pure instinct and audacity. He delivered in every scenario, breathtaking solo runs, intricate team masterpieces where he was the final, lethal touch, and countless last-minute winners that sent Highbury and the Emirates into ecstasy. He wasn't just a player for the highlights reel. He was a player for the big occasion. Of course, no discussion of Thierry Henry is complete without mentioning the Invincibles. He was the central figure, the attacking spearhead of that legendary Arsenal team that won an entire Premier League season unbeaten. 49 games undefeated. It's a feat that has never been replicated and likely never will be. Henry was the top scorer, the talisman, the man his teammates looked to when they needed a spark. He was a winner on every stage, lifting trophies with Arsenal, Barcelona, and the French national team, including the World Cup and the European Championship. But his legacy is more than just goals and trophies. He provided a blueprint for the modern forward. Before Henry, strikers were often seen as poachers or target men. He blended pace, power, intelligence, and elegance in a way no one had before. He could play on the left, drift inside, link up play, and score any type of goal imaginable. He wasn't just a goal scorer. He was a creator, a leader, and an entertainer. He showed a generation of forwards what was possible. Thierry Henry, a name that echoes through the halls of football history. A striker who turned speed and precision into a breathtaking art form. He made us fall in love with the game all over again, proving that you can be both devastatingly effective and incredibly stylish. The goals, the records, the trophies, they are all part of his story. But it's the elegance, that unique swagger and grace that lives on forever in our memories. What a player! What a legend! We could talk about him all day. I'd love to know what your favorite Thierry Henry goal or moment is. Drop it in the comments below. Let's relive some of that magic together. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories about the greatest players to ever grace the pitch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.